I better not have.
Hmm?
Oh, no, I didn't. That one's still going. Good.
Do you think Gillian Anderson is a good-looking Marilyn Monroe?
Oh, yeah. I think she's a good-looking David Bowie.
Which she's both in this episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back to the B Plus Podcast. This is episode 5, American Gods Season 1. What's it called? Lemon Scented You?
Lemon Scented You, yeah.
Lemon Scented
It's supposed
You.
to be like a better Lemon Scented You. It's the pitch given from Mr. World to Odin.
Well, after 2 episodes, which we discussed on the other podcast, that I've never seen a show do 2 episodes to get to this one point. We go back in episode 3 when they leave you with the cliffhanger of Shadow seeing his dead wife, and then we have episode 4 where they do all the backstory, and also ends with Shadow walking in to see his dead wife. Now we finally get some context to what's going to happen.
Yeah, they actually show the scene where they get to meet each other and have a conversation, and a conversation he wants.
Yeah, and she's pretty dead. She's got the fly paper up, catch the flies because they're hovering around her.
She came prepared, you know. She knew what she had to do.
And yeah, they start having their little talk, and Shadow doesn't seem too happy.
I think at first he's a little like taken aback that she's even there, but then he has to come to grips with like, well, you're back. Are you alive? Are you real? He threw a pillow at her, remember?
Yeah, that's the one problem with reading the book is that I'm trying to realize that Shadow still is in like he's not in the know of what's going on.
Mm-mm.
So I'm watching this. I'm like, why is he freaking? Oh, that's right.
Oh, he's been freaking for a couple episodes too, you know?
Yeah. So he asks about everything that happened with her and Robbie. Says that
I think she wants to not talk about that, but they got him.
Yeah. So
I want to interject that like this is a guy who's been traveling with been having crazy things happen to him. And I mean, I'm not going to try to say that like he shouldn't be like blown away that his wife's back from the dead, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like it shouldn't bother him as much. It's like, oh yeah, I'm running around with Odin, and also she's back from the dead.
Well, they never actually said that it was Odin yet. He doesn't know that he's Odin, I don't think.
Right, but I'm just talking about just in general with these weird goings-ons with these guys who have some kind of power.
Right.
Yeah, I think they gave us enough information thus far so that we're able to see that he's starting to piece things together, and he's starting to be okay with stuff that's not what he's used to in his normal brand of reality. He's okay with it to a certain degree. Then he asks questions. When he has a question, he sends it over to his new boss. And his new boss, sometimes his boss doesn't feel like answering for him all that truthfully, so he'll just give him some more questions, or actually just shoot him the truth once in a while.
Odin's kind of a dick.
Yeah, he is. Wednesday's a dick like that. And
then again, Odin's not a very nice god, right?
well, I mean, he doesn't
Not really. None of the Norse gods are that nice. I mean,
right.
We talked in different episodes where they kind of mirror what it's like to be a person, or that type of a person that would worship them, where they can see where they have faults too, and they mess up and they have mistakes, and then certain times they're almost omnipotent. Omnipotent or like all powerful. Some of them are demigods, but when it comes to Wednesday, he has an agenda. He wants to get something done. He has a specific use for Shadow and everyone else around him, and he's just gonna keep working on enacting his plan. Is he gonna like take Shadow by the hand? No, he's gonna make him, figure it out the hard way, out of the frying pan into the fire. And I think that's what they're showing us with Shadow, that he's starting to get better with seeing all this crazy stuff, but once in a while he still has to step back and be like, all right, you were my wife, you were dead, I was at your grave, I threw a coin on it, and now you're in my hotel room. How would you even, okay, I'm throwing a pillow at you, does not go through you, or you a ghost, or you're an apparition, this and that.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't he get ratted on by the crow, or the raven? Crow. There was a raven that he had a conversation with that I guess was like a humorous point.
Well, he's got birds that like follow him around,
and they tell him stuff because then when he opens the door at whatever hotel motel they're in, the bird goes ah, and he's like, really, what? And it's like ah, and then I think that's when he gets the idea that downstairs, you better get down there. Shadow's wife's with them, or somebody's with Shadow, and he tries to burst through the door, and he can't. Shadow's like, oh, I don't want you to come in right now. He's like, and Odin's like, let's go for a drink, and I guess he goes with them. But before all that can happen, they get arrested.
Yeah, they do get arrested because people are feeding the police information.
Not even people. It's odd that they got it in a fax, right?
Right.
It's like gift wrapped. There was a bank robbery. Here's the two. Oh, and by the way, here's their GPS coordinates. Through a fax. Only
through a fax. Yeah, that like they haven't used in years.
Yeah, it's probably not even plugged in.
Yeah, so they are getting interrogated in this in the police station here, and all Shadow wants to say is, "I need a lawyer."
Lawyer.
That's smart. He's a smart man.
And Odin or Wednesday actually discusses what actually is happening to them.
Well, he started off trying to play the crazy old man card, and it was working. And at some certain point, I think like only honest answers from now on to the cop interrogating him. He says to him, only honest answers. And then he just goes into all the truth. And it sounds like it's delusions in it. That it's like it's crazy that he's recruiting a worn-out god of death and a leprechaun, but it's all honest. And he's just like going at it. I think he's even having a fun time with it. And in the other room is Shadow, who is being interrogated, and just keeps saying lawyer. And the person across from him basically saying to him, we got this tip to get you guys. It's kind of ridiculous, but it is what it is. Do you want to tell me anything before you say lawyer again? And he starts to almost want to open up to him, but he sort of doesn't. And then before we know it, they plop him down in the same room with Wednesday. And she says to him, he's really loyal, by the way. And what happens next?
Well, we skipped when Technical Boy comes out of the club and meets Ziggy Stardust.
Oh, that was before that. That's right. Technical Boy's taking a stroll out of his own club. What's he vaping on?
Probably some Mount Baker vapor.
No, he's vaping on like a snail or like a reptile of sorts. And he walks towards a car, which looks like a limo. And then one of the things that trapped Shadow, he looks over and it's looking at him, and he knows what's going to happen next. So basically, it's like his own technology is being used against him. And in the back of the car, on the reverse side where he was last time, is Ziggy Stardust. And Media took the form of David Bowie, as in Ziggy Stardust. And Media is basically telling him, listen, you have an apology that Mr. World wants from you, but not to himself. He wants you to give it to the people that you owe it to, and that's going to be Shadow, who you tried to hang, or lynch, and probably Odin too, or Mr. Wednesday. He's just like,
why? What's the reason for the apology?
I think the apology is the way that Mr. World and Media want to get their foot in the door to give him a pitch. It's for the pitch.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, because I was a little confused there. And
but he didn't want to give that apology. He was totally against it.
Right.
As he would be, because he's technology and or the internet, and like all this stuff has only been around for so long. So he is like in that, I guess, like weird kind of like family, like the teenager with all the angst and like anger and like, I'm not doing that.
Which is funny because he's a well, it's described in the book. He's a fat kid in the book. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they keep saying it like the entire book, like.
Okay.
That he's a fat kid. So I don't know if they didn't want to have like the technical guys be like heavy-set nerd. The technical god.
I appreciate that. As a technical guy, it's nice to see that we're instead vaping frogs and stuff, because that's more accurate, I would say. As
vaping frogs, I like it.
Yeah. So after the Ziggy Stardust scene, which is pretty cool, we flash back to Laura in her hotel room when Mad Sweeney comes in.
Yeah, he does. He wants his coin too.
He wants his coin.
Does he break the door?
Yeah. He bangs the door open. Sweeney comes barging in. He grabs by her throat, and the coin glows out of her throat.
Well, it's glowing in her stomach or gullet, whatever you want to say.
Right.
This is right after Shadow left because he was basically arrested and taken away. She was
Right.
hanging out in the hotel motel room, in like warmer water. She wanted to warm herself so that when she saw Shadow again, it'd be like she was alive. But he did kiss her, and for the first time for a split second or a hot minute, I don't know, her heart actually beat again. And then he left. Sweeney came in. Where's my coin? Realized where the coin was, and just kind of like blunt object was just like, give it away. Like just
Which
give me
is
the
crazy
coin.
what they're alluding to, because that is like at the end of the book.
Oh wow, really?
When she's like, "Oh, Shadow, yeah, like I feel like alive," or I don't want to give too much away, but you know what I mean. Like that's like towards the end. But I mean, like I said, the Laura Moon character does not have as big of a role as she does in this show.
And that's important that you said that, because we did point out in her episode, she had an entire episode, which was a really cool episode. It was one of the first ones for me that was a bigger deal. And this episode, where it's not just only about characters, it's going to be about moving the story forward or setting the stage. I think this episode was fantastic. I loved it. It was great.
Cool. That's good. It's good to hear. Good to hear, because you were not too enthused in the first couple podcasts.
No, I mean, honestly, if anyone's watching, make it to episode 4 and you'll be okay. You know, if you're not 100% at episode 4, episode 5 will take care of all that for you. But 1, 2, and 3, you just got to get past it.
Yeah. So Sweeney tells that he gave Shadow the coin by accident. He wants it. And for we don't know why Laura has superhuman strength now that she's dead.
Oh, that's part of the luck. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Here's part of my theory. She has the coin. With the coin comes protection, right? As they talked about before, but also comes extreme luck, because without the coin, he has really bad luck. So if something's not going to go good for you, it'll not go good for you to some very degree. But if you have that actual coin, and it's going to give you an advantage everywhere, I guess part of her having superhuman strength is by having her luck's plus 100 or 1,000. You know what I mean?
Dude, no one wants luck in like Warcraft or any of these RPGs. No one takes luck.
No, they don't do it. But in this scenario, when it comes to like a leprechaun and him knowing like how important that coin is and what it's going to mean to him, he gives her a whole speech where like, all right, well, if you're not going to give it to me, I'm going to kind of hang out, because I think she says, oh, you have to give it it has to be given to you through free will. She goes, well, that's never going to happen. I'm never going to do that. So he's like, I'm basically going to wait around until like your skin and your meat just like kind of rot off your body, and then I'll be there to pluck the coin from you. Like, it's not so nice, but it's his only way of saying, if you're not going to give me the coin, I'll just basically wait. And then he does another, and then he rages out again and like slams her into water where she was before, and that's when the police show up, and he's like, look, she's not dead, and she does her best impression of already being dead. So he gets arrested.
And then we see a little smirk.
Yeah. Well, she's under the water still, because apparently she doesn't need to breathe anymore.
Yeah. So next scene is they go back to the police station, to the same interrogation room.
Yes.
They lay out pictures, tell them to talk amongst themselves. And while Wednesday is talking to Shadow, you see a little spider friend come and unlock their handcuffs. So
it actually only unlocked Wednesdays. Mr. World unlocked Shadows by passing his hand over it.
That's right. Yeah, so Shadow's getting, a little bit, he's seeing that Wednesday is kind of afraid of whoever's after him. That's when the lights go out, and here comes Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, the lights start to flicker, and you hear screaming in the background. And Odin basically says to Shadow, he's like, we got to get out of here, like yesterday.
Yeah.
But they can't get out. Marilyn Monroe floats into the room.
Right. And then that's Shadow's freaking out again. Why are you floating?
He thinks really like weird. Like he's okay with throwing the pillow at his dead wife and realizing that she's there, but he'll take his time on that. He'll just like roll up on it when it comes to.
Why are you floating?
when it comes to Marilyn Monroe, he's not okay. He's just not good with that. And then Mr. World comes in, and as he walks forward, every step he takes, like a towel on the ground, kind of like lights up, like Billie Jean.
Yeah.
The Michael Jackson video. I'm just like, who put that in there? It was cool. Don't get me wrong.
And then enters Crispin Glover.
Crispin Glover was very happy to see that he was going to play Mr. World. And on the IMDb or whatever site I looked at, it said that he had been in all the episodes. And I'm like, did I miss something? Like, where is he? I would have recognized it or seen Crispin Glover.
Yeah.
And now he comes in and he makes his appearance, and Mr. World is there. I guess Mr. World with media and Technology Boy, for an apology, are here to make a pitch to Mr. Wednesday of why he should just basically join their side, and they can make him very, very popular, so he would never have to worry about dying, because forgotten, and that would kill a god.
Right.
In the Coming to America scene, which was all CG, we see people that come over to America, and they bring their god with them, and their god is basically forgotten as they're assimilated into the lands here in America, and the god dies. And this is what Mr. Wednesday has been worried about the entire time, because he doesn't want to die. He's worried about being forgotten. So he's getting his team together to do war with these people. But before he knows it, he's in a room. He's stuck. He's being actually given a pitch by them to, like, hey, just join us and look what we can do for you.
Right.
Yeah. It goes on all the walls, basically. He gets to watch the entire presentation.
Yeah.
Shadows is watching the whole thing, and he's just like looking around. He's like, what? he's more confused than anyone.
Yeah, and Technical Boy does apologize for lynching Shadow.
Yeah, begrudgingly. He doesn't want to apologize to them at all.
Yeah, and Mr. World's not too happy with him. Bangs him up a little bit.
Actually, no. It was he gave him a slap or a tap in the head and knock it off. It was media, as in Marilyn Monroe, when he had told him, he's like, this man's way older than you. He deserves respect. And media's like basically silently standing there backing him up. And Technical Boy goes, respect? I don't give an F about respect. And that's when media sends him a Marilyn Monroe kiss that knocks 2 of his teeth out of his head.
Yeah.
Puts him on the ground.
Yeah, so before we go on into that, so they're saying that they're going to have an Odin guidance satellite to be launched over North Korea. What the hell does that even mean? Like, it's
like they want to put a satellite up where it's the Odin guidance satellite, and on the missiles it said Odin, right? They wanted to start a war to a very degree in the name of Odin, and they would wage this war on North Korea to get it started. Whether it would lead to World War III or not, they're showing him that we will rebrand you. Mr. World, myself here with media, will rebrand you, and you'll never have to worry about being forgotten ever again. And Mr. Wednesday, he kind of is like, I'll think about it, but I don't want to have to say yes right now. And Mr. World, more than eager to have this meeting go very well, says, you know what, think about it, and I'll end this on a good note. And the note kind of got muddled by Tech Boy being a dick, or being being an angry teen that he is. And then they kind of just left. And then once they left, they had their own problems to deal with there, so they had to get out of that precinct really fast. And that's when Shadow's asking Wednesday, well, what's the point of all these people dying? He's like, you don't get it. These are sacrifices. Sacrifices make God stronger. And actually, the purpose of telling us about the sacrifices means more to the next episode than this episode, but this is where they're going to lay some groundwork for that.
Right. Yeah, so they go out, right? And
they leave, but before they leave, Shadow gets nicked by this gigantic tree.
That's what I was getting at. They walk out of the interrogation room and everybody's slaughtered.
Yeah, in like horrific fashion. I couldn't even see. I wanted to pause it.
So they go in, and then there's Mr. Wood. That's who is the tree that stabs Shadow.
Yeah, kind of like in the abdomen.
Which, I don't know, that was just a weird scene for me.
I was really happy to get Mr. World in this episode, and Crispin Glover had that perfect blend of like polish, but he was still menacing at the same time. And when he's kind of like soft spoken the way it is, but the quietness of his voice was great. So when he starts to like get louder, it seems to be like that he's like sort of passionate, semi-passionate, but then he becomes like unhinged in a little way.
Right.
There's no, we talked about that too. He did you see when he rattles off Shadow's blood type, and then he starts to divulge some of his most private fears and like stuff like that?
I think that's why Wednesday told him not to talk to him.
Yeah, he was wanting to speak to him.
He knows everything. He's Mr. World.
And he has the knowledge of everything that had happened through time too, all stored basically in his head.
Yeah. Which that was a neat little scene when Crispin's head deformed and did whatever it did.
It deformed to reform the show Shadow's face while he was making fun of him.
That's right. That's right.
And then it kind of deformed again to be able to show how it can come apart and come back together and like show you that like he can even recreate like things that have already happened factually. And I think Mr. World himself isn't like the age of the world or people living on it. I think it's more like globalization than it would be anything else. Media is obviously media. Tech and internet is what it is, and they have their allegiance together. And even though, kind of like Scotty in Austin Powers, he's like, they're right there, just kill them. Mr. World wasn't into that. He's like, no, he needs to be respected. We're leaving now. Goodbye.
No Crispin Glover dance.
No dance. Well, he did walk on the tiles, like Billie Jean's video for Michael Jackson.
Why can't we just get a recreation of the Friday the 13th dance?
I don't know. Let's see. Stuff that we might have done. The tree. You were talking about the tree, right?
Mr. Wood.
And it's not like a tree from like Evil Dead, right?
No, that'd be awesome though.
We saw the eyeball blink in the back of the wooden chair, and it transformed into then a huge branch, stabbed somebody, and then chased them down a hallway, kind of like, you know, the trees do in Evil Dead.
Dead trees.
This one is it's becoming a symbol more in American Gods, and I think it was in the episode which we'll go over tomorrow.
Right.
Let me see. Oh, what's Mr. Sweeney always call Laura Moon? He never calls her by her name.
What's he call her?
Dead wife.
Dead wife. Dead wife.
Yeah. The whole time. Asshole, dead wife, dead wife. That's it.
That's all. I was going to say dead bitch or something, but yeah, dead wife.
Dead wife, constantly.
Give me the coin, dead wife.
Yeah. And she won't. So he then tells her while they're trying to steal a cab that if we can go find a person that's an expert in resurrection, we can get you properly resurrected, and then I can get the coin. And it's a win-win situation.
But you're going to episode 6.
Oh, okay. Did they start to do that or no?
I think that opens it, yeah.
Okay, I'll stop there then.
Yeah.
So anyway, Dead Wife won't give him the coin, and he's like, "Look at all these coins. This coin right here, or some of these are just as good as the one you have." She's like, she's not like, you know, she's not buying. So she then tells him that I don't think that these coins are going to do what the one I have right now is going to do, and you're out of luck because I'm sticking with the one that I have that's been given to me, and I'm not giving it to you ever, not ever.
Yeah. That's that wraps up our episode 5. Cool. Anything else?
Let me see if we missed anything. I don't think we did.
I don't think we did.
That sounds like we talked about. Oh, this was the first episode that wasn't done by anybody that's normally there to direct or producing. So they it was great, and the guy they got was best known for Cube and Splice, but he was also the director of 6 Hannibal episodes, and I love Hannibal. So I can see while I was watching this episode a lot of his direction through it and into it. Like it kind of reflected some from what I was remembering from Hannibal. I should actually go back and watch the Hannibal ones he directed in particular to see if I can pick out more. That was really cool. So it's like an episode that is only about Laura Moon that doesn't happen in the book, awesome episode. And then like another episode that does tie to the book and does set everything up for what the stage is supposed to look like with all the players on it. But like, here's the rules and here's where we're going as far as what the plan is. That made this a pivotal kind of crossroads episode. I think it was a good one to be able to have to see. Because how many episodes do we have total?
8.
8? Yeah, 8.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's it. Anything on your end, Patrick?
Nope. Nope.
Right.
I did. Yeah, the showrunners, Brian Fuller and Michael Green.
Yeah, so that means Fuller, who did Hannibal, gave this guy like this episode, and I'm glad he did because this was a really good episode.
Yeah. All right, then catch you tomorrow night for episode 6. As always, this is brought to you by SeftimorLive.com. If you enjoyed it, please give us a like, hit the subscribe button so you get all the updates on when we go live.
I want you to lightly tap the subscribe button so that
Gently.
Nothing happens to you.
Ever so gently.
Yeah, don't break your mouse or any of the equipment that you're using around your PC, laptop, and or tablet phone.
Good night.